Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're looking live at the Calamity Jones Hour. I'm Mandy Jones, and next to me, as always, is my husband, Glenn, in spirit. He's still alive, but he's just always here in spirit. Not with us today on the show. I'm just going to do brief housekeeping. This is the 21st episode of the Calamity Jones Hour, and it is January 15th, Friday, January 15th. We're doing a late night edition because the guest in the house tonight is super special, and we like to put the calm in calamity and keep it simple. So some of our slots now are going to be from 9 to 10, and some of the slots are going to be from 8 to 9. So I'll keep you posted week to week, but whatever works best for the guest, right? And more Glenn being home in the late night. So that's cool. So I think without further ado, we're going to bring on, I know 2020 was a rough year for everybody, nationally, individually, globally, but we all have our silver linings and good things, and I had the grace of meeting this lovely lady that you're about to meet, my friend, everybody, and now yours, Miss Danille Miller. Welcome! Woo! Welcome. So I didn't really say what you are. You are the Oddity Queen.
I'm just a collector in a sea of...
You're my oddity queen now, because okay, so I'm just a comedian in a sea of comedians, but I'm Mandy Jones, the comedian, so you're the queen to me.
The collector.
You are the collector. So first of all, I thought everybody knew what an oddity was, but since I've met you, people have asked me what an oddity was. So that's the first thing I'm going to ask you. What is an oddity?
So an oddity is basically anything that's out of the norm, anything that you don't normally see in the world. Like, you see a lot of art, like you could go to Target and you could buy a piece of art, but like, are you going to find pin butterflies at Target? Probably not. Are you going to find...
Yeah, they might be like hairpin, plastic made in China butterflies. Okay, so you collect butterflies?
I do collect butterflies.
That's a big thing for a lot of people, and it was cool that when we were putting the ornaments on our tree, because when we had a tree in the back of the shot for this show, Danny was the one who went to go get the tree with me, and we put the butterflies on together, and we're like, this is cool because this is transformation, this is friendship. But you're also like a horror movie freak.
Yeah,
we did a death head moth together. You were so gracious to give me a death head moth and let me do a stand with you, and we did a display, and it was really fun, guys. It's in my meditation den, which is the church of my home. You know, and like you and I are very alike in that things carry energy and carry weight and carry meaning. So like, first of all, we have skulls on the table, people. And when she even took these out, like, I've never been to her apartment since we've been friends. So I knew you had skulls, but like, I could feel the energy radiating off this. Like, this stuff has, just because everyone that's held it has held it so preciously in their grasp since they've had it.
Yeah.
So let's start with the
Let's start with the big one.
Let's start with the big one.
Start with Olivia.
Because come on, guys, we have a skull. This is a human skull. I'm Mandy Jones, the comedian, and it's all to the bone. It's raw, but this is an actual human skull.
She kind of looks like your logo.
She kind of does.
Kinda looks like your logo.
Yeah, she does. And you know what? My logo that Taz did is the laughing one with the head thrown back, because I like to show the. So give her one of those. So what is her name?
Her name's Olivia.
And you didn't name her, did you?
I didn't name her. She came with the name, and I just decided to keep it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like a foster dog.
Yeah,
I couldn't rename my foster dog. I was like, what? Like, that's mean to him. That's like the only thing he's got. Like,
but she was a medical specimen, and then she was in a museum for a bit. But she's...
How do you get a museum piece? The museum goes to shit, and it gets... Or do they
switch over items?
They transfer stuff. Enough people have seen this brain. They get bigger stuff.
Because like, if you see, like, she doesn't have a lot of teeth, you know.
Okay, so that would value like how a car,
her, exactly.
Like, just like a car. Okay.
You know, if you
shake her.
You shake her. Where's my thing? if you shake her, you kind of could hear her teeth. Which
Okay,
is
so
kinda
that's
cool,
like
her
that.
molars. So that's like one of the things that people are like, all right, it's time to get rid of her, because you could see.
Wow, when the teeth are shaking out of my head, you guys
that's
know
gotta
that,
go,
man,
gotta go.
she's done. Put a fork in her, she's fucking done. Oh, that's interesting. Well, and we also came across the whole conversation of, I'm going to get into this now, any mothers out there keeping their kids' teeth, and if they're not,
I'll take them.
you should be.
Yeah, if you know,
There's a whole game out there in children's teeth.
a whole teeth market. Like, really, it's
Legal.
It's a bizarre
Legal
thing.
teeth
Completely legal. You know, every time you go to the dentist, you got to get a tooth pulled. Be like, I want my fucking tooth, man.
Yeah, because
it's my body. Give it to me.
It's my body, my choice.
Exactly.
Real quick, Cedric's in the house. Damn, that hair is kicking. I think you're talking to both of us, Cedric. Thank you. Lou Pratt's. Hey, Mandy. Lou Pratt's is going to be on the Calamity Jones Hour not next week, but the following. We got Darren Dillon next week, and then Lou Pratt's the following week. So we're going to end up fucking strong as hell in January here. Shawnee, Athena misses y'all. She's one of the girls. Athena is our princess steed, loyal steed. Adam Snare's saying, hey, Adam. And my Aunt Nora saying, hey, Mandy. Hey, Aunt Nora. This is my friend, Danny. She's an oddity collector. We're talking about the skull on the table, the elephant in the room. We'll get back to that. So now, when you bought her, did they always have the skull, the pieces like broken up like this? Is this common?
I broke her.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Yeah, so
how did you feel about that?
I cried for a good hour.
I know, I cry when I break glass that's like made in China.
Yeah, so I was cleaning my apartment and I had it, so I was taking some pictures with like this item, and I was trying to be all cool, and then I, cleaned the area and I forgot about it. I was like, I'm gonna vacuum the floor now, and then I bumped into it.
Oh my lord!
And I wish I could blame the cats on it. I wish it could be like the fucking cats knocked into
something
the thing.
other living in the house.
But I bumped into the thing, and then I heard a crash, and I looked behind me, and Olivia fell, and her skull cap. It used to be together, but her skull cap.
So it was cut in half for you to see,
yeah,
like how it was.
Sliced.
It was this, and then it broke into the three pieces.
Yeah,
like that. Yeah, puzzle time, people.
I don't even know anymore. But
yeah, like that, and then I would meet you there.
Yeah, exactly.
So okay. So most of are most of the oddities from science?
Yeah.
Most, because that's the ones that they could track.
That's how you could get them. It's not.
That's how you could track where it's been.
A lot of people, they ask, and this is probably a most frequently asked question: can I keep my loved one when they die?
Okay.
Like, can I leave myself? Can I taxidermy myself and articulate myself?
And what is the answer? Does it go by state?
No, you
never.
Can't. You just can't.
Glenn can't move me anywhere and make me a stuffed animal.
Yeah, exactly. That would have to be like an underground thing, but
I know a guy actually.
No.
One of the questions we had loosely prepared questions that we didn't really look at. But what is your most prized piece? And I don't mean most expensive, but what is your most prized piece? And it doesn't have to be here. I don't know I think you might not have brought your most prized piece.
I did not, because I didn't want anything.
You wanted an Olivia to happen to him.
Yeah, no, exactly. I brought Olivia because this bitch already broken. Like,
she's already seen the streets. She's already been out on the streets. Olivia knows,
Yeah, she knows what's up. But I have a fetal skull. And that's one of my prized possessions because of its rarity.
Okay, so obviously, why? Because there's just more old heads, so there's...
Well, it was also like, it's a taboo kind of thing.
To have a baby skull?
Yeah, because...
Okay, so how would people get rid of them? They bury them?
Yeah, so like if... Like you didn't do it, like back when people were losing their kids left and right, like... you could donate your, kid to science, or you could bury them, and a lot of people were burying them, so it's like rare, like,
because it probably costs money to bury it. Now that I'm thinking about it costs money to bury it. So
back then it didn't. In 1913, you just buried your loved ones in the backyard. There wasn't a funeral business then. you know, it
Really?
was
Just like the dogs outside? Just like...
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. Family cemetery, literally in the backyard. Well, I guess you had enough land.
Well, you could still, you know, it's legal. You can have...
Oh, so I can bury Glenn outside?
Basically. If you own the land.
So, but what? But they have to know he died of natural causes for it to be okay?
So, like, if I passed away and, like, I'm... You know, you could be like,
Will her to the deer park backyard.
Yeah, minimal contact. You could bury them at a cemetery. You could do it yourself, but like you could bury your own family members. That's a thing that's still available. It's one of those funeral tricks that people don't know. Not really a trick, but like one of those things
loophole.
That people don't know.
Like a loophole. Because so many people have different wishes. We had Glenn's uncle who passed away. He wanted to be cremated, and he didn't want any sayonara. Basically, don't fucking get in your car and drive 100 miles to fucking cry about me. Fucking cry about me in fucking your house and mourn me. No, I loved ya.
I feel that.
I'm there with ya. Don't worry, I'll be everywhere. I'll be fucking here, there, and everywhere. And don't worry about it. And loving spirit, like I feel it, like the stuff that radiates off this. And it's funny because you're somebody, I collect the crystals and I believe in energy and all that stuff, and you'll pick up a piece and you'll say, oh, this has good energy. Like I'll bring something back from the thrift store and you'll say, oh, this has good energy. Like, have you ever picked anything up that like you're like, I don't want this near me? Like, are there things that you've been scared of?
I don't think it's like bad energy because it's something that I've seen online, but like the only thing that's ever like disturbed me is this one, I forgot his name, but there's this one guy in the Oddity community and he has a mummied head, like a mummified human head. Okay. And it's in this like horrible like really like distorted face, like it's like really in pain, like it's screaming. Okay. And I'm like that
like torture, I
wouldn't want it in my house. Like that for me, I'm like that's
you're capturing a really mean, like, because when we look at Olivia, like, because I actually didn't. I'm gonna if you don't mind, hold the skull. This is really cool, honestly, like for medical purposes, like, because I'm an organ donor, not yet. I always joke on that's the first joke I ever said on stage. Okay, so she's got springs in her, so that so people could check out her. You could check out her jawbone there. It's fucking cool, man. And that's a little skull, man. That's a little kid.
She's 13 to 15 years old.
That's a little brain, dude. Yeah. So how much bigger does the brain get than this? Like how big is like a human skull? Like in diameter.
If you hold it up to yourself, you could look like that. It's not that much bigger than your own head. So it's only going to get like maybe an inch at most bigger.
Yeah, man. Olivia, thank you for being here with us tonight. We respect your appearance on the show. Yeah. Because it's definitely like a thing. Like this is like a part of a human. Like this is a real, like I know it's like, I'm trying to convey to the people what this really actually feels like. Because I went to the body exhibit with my dad and his buddy, and we had a great time there. I thought that was really cool. You see the nervous system with the body with just the nervous system, and you see how you're literally just like a circuit, a circuit system. Like that's really
spaghetti with meatballs.
Yeah, really cool. The big thing of cigarettes that were basically like you're an asshole. Like here's your black lung. Like and then the big thing that people throw their cigarettes in after they say it.
So the last thing that I do want to say about Olivia is that the cool thing about her that was fortunate that when she did break was that she broke at the sutures.
Yeah, no, it looks like a perfect, like honestly, it's a clean break.
It's like popped right open.
It's how the brain forms. It's like the babies, if I'm not mistaken, have a soft head, and then the skull comes together. So like this was her little brain had been broken there at one point, and so like that's why it was clean. It had been broken. It had been the opposite of broken, Mandy. That's where it came together. So I wanted to bust a nut and break into Olivia. You got some other stuff here. I don't even know what this thing is. So what is this? Can I hold this and show the people what this is? So I'm going to crank this.
Other way. Okay.
And what does this do? Because it's shaking my table.
Do you want to guess?
Okay, do I use it in the kitchen?
I mean, if that's what you're into.
Oh, so knowing you, maybe this is dirty?
Yes, it is.
Well, just because the rarity of this, I'm assuming. This is something dirty.
I don't know if you know Latin, but on the bottom,
I don't know Latin. I know Pig Latin.
It says
Vini Vici. I know Vini Vici, which is like magic. Right? What is Vini Vici?
It's let them come, let them be conquered, something like that. But this one just says let them come. It's a vibrator.
Oh, hello now. Oh, good morning, honey, from Australia. This is what they used to get off to, honey.
So that cured hysteria. So that we would not have.
Because I would be hysterical if I didn't come.
Yeah,
so
you had 3 babies that year and never came once because of your husband because, men don't care about that back then.
That's hysterical.
And yeah, exactly. But we would not have this. So this is this. So imagine having to use that side by side.
So now,
it's clean, don't worry.
So I was just picturing like a labia, like rough. You're talking.
Well, there's an attachment, an attachment.
Okay, there was
here.
Different dongles that you could get. There were different sets for this piece. I'm sure this was expensive.
But it basically just looked like a baseball bat.
And I'm sure this was expensive.
Yeah.
And this one is just funny that it's in my hand right now like this.
I think it's a good comparison. It's perfectly clean.
Just so we know what today's
what
women are
knows,
up against.
Yeah. So
and
this is
what we used to be up against. So we are coming a long way in silicone.
We're doing it, women.
Angelina is saying, what is that? This would
it was a vibrator.
Help stimulate your vajayjay, Julie. This is
nutty. All for it.
Nancy, what the? Yeah, this is scary.
Shakes your whole arm, doesn't it?
It shakes I'm getting a workout. I definitely would churn butter with this bitch.
Like that would so cure my hysteria.
I'm hysterical thinking about it, literally. Wow. So how did you get your hands on this? Who dealt you this?
So I actually bought that from my friend James Freeman.
Okay.
Who owns Freeman and Fugate Oddities.
Okay.
And he's in Atlanta.
Okay.
And he sells circus items, Ouija boards,
Ooh.
and quack medical items.
Ooh, so all right. So actually after this show, guys, we're going to do, on the Calamity Jones page, I always like to, anybody that you want to plug, anybody local that you know that is a legitimate seller of this stuff, where this is all interesting, weird stuff, but everything that Danny brought tonight is completely legally sourced, ethically sourced. You knew the buyer.
Yeah.
You know the history of the item.
I know where they came from. It's not like...
you don't just find this at a yard sale and you're like, oh, that's a vibrator, isn't it? Like Vini Vici? I thought so. Vini Vici. Just let them come. Just let them come, really. Let them eat cake. It's simpler than that. Yeah. Let them come.
Let them come.
We're really much simpler than that. Now, is this also a sexual gadget?
Everybody thinks that. I swear to God, everybody thinks that.
Sexual healing. Because this looks like what a gynecologist might use. Kind of looks what the gynecologist still uses.
It is...
That's not a pap smear?
No, it's an oral speculum. It is to hold your mouth open. So I'm not gonna use it right now, but you basically put it in your mouth.
Oh,
and it opens your mouth. It's basically like an old medieval ball gag because they were trying to cure your face. They were trying to when you have to go to the dentist and they put like that block in your mouth to keep your mouth open.
Yeah, that feels medieval. It's that.
That's this.
Before it advanced. Wow.
I want to know the fucking motherfucker who thought this. I also have another one. I didn't bring it with me. But who thought of this fucking device, you sick psychopath?
Well, the thing is, metal, they knew that metal was sterile. So the medicine was all metal stuff. Like this, they're like, this is metal. She's good to go. Metal, she's fucking, they didn't have plastic. I mean, but we could have used this the laden handle. Feels like it'd be nicer to go in your fucking vagina than this end of it.
Well, there would be an attachment on that end, but they were like rubber, and like old rubber doesn't last. Like this is old rubber.
This is basically closer to a modern dildo.
Just hold it the other way. I don't fucking know. Don't hold it the other way.
I'm gonna just use it this way.
I'm going to not use it at all for sexual purposes, just saying. That's why we have the vibrator.
Yeah, that's why we have modern day. We're totally joking. This is a joke show.
Fun fact, the vibrating mechanism in video game controllers is the same vibrating mechanism in modern day vibrators.
Ooh, so when guys are like gaming and girls are just playing with themselves, we're all using the same guys getting royalties. Same man or woman's getting royalties.
Exactly.
Now, this is, I'm assuming, just an authentic bag that you had to have.
Yeah, I found it on Etsy.
You had to have this because this is cool. This is really cool. So this is like an old doctor would come to your house with just his like basic supplies.
Stethoscope, stuff like that.
Yeah, because this is cool. So now how do we open this?
So this goes and then I did.
Oh, he's got pockets on the inside.
And there's a pocket on the inside.
This is cool. Then, this thing's weathered, weathered some storms, because it only went out really in it was like when she couldn't make the trip, so storms, that kind of thing.
Exactly.
You could feel that this somebody loved and used the fuck out of this thing. Probably a couple of people.
This.
Yeah,
I still use this. I bring this to the Renaissance Fair all the time.
Yeah, exactly. It's got that good energy.
Kind of dusty.
Now, one of the things we were talking about earlier that I want to get to, looks like is what this is leading into, is your bug collection.
Yes.
Insects. You showed me a horror story. Tell me about that meme you saw the other day. Well, it wasn't a meme, but like you were like, look at what if taxidermy gone wrong.
Oh my god, with the mantis and the oh my god.
Okay,
so it's like a blessing and a curse.
So praying mantis.
Mm-hmm. It was a praying mantis taxidermy display that somebody bought that had what they were told were dead egg sacs in it. And they weren't dead, and
what would be the beauty of that? Just that being in the frame with it, like the authenticity of like how you'd have a bird egg shell and a nest.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So it's to add to the display.
Mm-hmm. But the issue with egg sacs is, they can be dormant for a very long time depending on the species of bug because that's what they need to do to survive. And the second that egg sac gets into its ideal environment where it's too warm or moisture gets into the case, it those eggs are gonna hatch. Like,
oh my
if you're not emptying it, it's gonna hatch. You're gonna have bugs, like you're gonna have spiders, wasps, whatever. Like whatever you took out of nature, you need to realize that nature is going to be in your house.
Yeah,
that's
and
the big thing that people don't really realize.
Like the selfish thing to do would be to leave the selfish thing was to take those eggs.
Basically, yeah.
And would there be a way for a taxidermist to take them and for those eggs to safely go back into nature, or that would be really, really hard?
So with the picture, it was in like the bad taxidermy group, and everybody was like, just catch them, get a tank, find somebody, because praying mantis, they're a very special bug. They're endangered. They're very helpful. Like you put praying mantises in your garden, you're not going to have, intrusive bug issues. Yeah. So it's like people are so protective over praying. It's like funny because like people are like, oh, I would scoop them up in a heartbeat. Like I'd be so happy to have praying mantises. And like in my head, I'm like, oh my God, I'd be so happy to have praying mantises. But oh my God, like the thought of having 100+ bugs in your house at one time, like, is
Danny, you
so
love
overwhelming.
kittens too, but
like,
if
I
you
don't
had
want
100
cat shit all over the place,
if you had 100 cats in your house, we would be on a different show. It would be called Hoarders, and we would be having an intervention. So I'm going to show this to the camera. Now, did you buy this like this, or is this something that you made? You made this.
My first butterfly.
Wow,
pieces.
This is really great, guys. Look at this. So she's got a butterfly in there. And then you have, is this authentic moss? Or
that's like the moss that we use to make your,
okay, so these are things you could buy online.
Yeah.
Oh, I should have brought mine down, my moth.
Oh, it's fine. We'll post pictures.
Yeah, we will. Because like I said, Danny, we like girlfriends like, oh, we're going to do craft night. And she's like, I brought over these death head moths that I bought online, and like I was like, I have gemstones that we could put around them. She's like, okay, I'm gonna just do dead flowers with mine. But like, that's your thing, you know. But it was so much fun, like because I'm someone like I love thrifting and repurposing and utilizing everything, and like part of your finding things is you love the display aspect of it.
I love
so
the
like
art.
is that something you would like to do like on the side? Like is that something that like we're gonna see Danny doing like
Danny's dead bugs?
Yeah, Danny's dead bugs.
Dell's dead bugs, but
Oh, is that a thing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We'll cater to that. That's my cousin Bonge used to do bug art, and when she was a kid she would pick up dead bugs off the street and she would tape them to a piece of paper, and then she would draw scenes around them and put them on the fridge, and my aunt loved it.
Like that, yeah.
My cousin to this day is like knows every species of animal. She's total animal lover. Yeah, this piece is awesome. So now this locket was old too.
That actually I got at Michael's.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. This looks like this was on like a fucking sunken treasure ship. Looks like it went the ship. Yeah, no, this is cool. Yeah, we'll definitely post pictures of all this stuff close up with my nice camera later, so you guys can get your hands on one of these.
Right.
And so what's this? Oh, I think I can tell that that's an old school binky, right?
It is.
This is an old school pacifier. Or what do you call them in your house? What did you call it?
Binkies.
Binky? Yeah, that's what we called it. Some people call it pacifier. This is all rubber.
Yeah, and it's like petrified rubber too. So
wow.
It's
like, so what year was this thing fucking made?
Before the vibrator.
Before the vibrator.
Yeah.
So shut the baby up, and then we'll shut the woman up.
Yeah,
and
exactly. Yeah, pretty much.
There's an order of operations here, guys. Stay tuned.
Have the babies, and then we'll worry about you coming.
Then we'll worry about you being hysterical over there.
Yeah.
You and your hysteria. Glenn Rodtoro is saying butt plug. Yeah, for a baby, babe, that's not okay. I do want to get up and just do a spin real quick because you gave me this fabulous robe.
I did
you gifted me this fabulous robe that I'm wearing. The mic is coming with me, but thank you for the reminder. Look at this. She's like, you're going to want to murder your husband and smoke a cigarette. And it's like a Cruella de Vil type of thing. It's very fun. And I thank you dearly.
Yeah.
And honestly, another thing that you gave me, dear, which, I mean, I love the robe, but 30 years old, 30 years young, I received a Hanukkah gift from you. Danny's parents came across a Hanukkah gift that she got how old were you? You were younger.
Like 10.
You were young.
12, something like that.
A little Ruby, and she's like, yeah, it'll fit you because it's not going to fit me anymore, but it'll fit you. And I never owned a Ruby before, and Ruby is a stone of rebirth, so our friendship, we me and you try to set new goals for each other and try to we met in 2020, it can only go up from here, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We got nowhere to go but up, baby. We got nowhere to go but up. So I treasure this dearly, and anybody that knows me in my meditation done, I charge my crystals. I love the fucking moon water. I'm a fucking... Don't call me a hippie because I wear boots and I think people should get punched in the face. But I do believe in karma and energy, and you're all about that. And all this freaky stuff, it's all in the energy thing. So you must have... What's the coolest collection you've seen, or the weirdest collection, or what's maybe the biggest collection? What's a collection that just is astounding to you that you've gotten to see?
I haven't gotten to see it in person yet, though, but my friend Cole has, his whole space is just wall to wall, and I'm just I want... I want my apartment to look like Cole's apartment. And
now, what kind of things does he have that, are you oh, that's, bucket list,
full
item?
skeletons.
Okay,
yeah,
but you do have a full skeleton.
I don't. I have a partial. I have a torso, and then I have a skull.
Okay.
So I only have here without the shoulders.
Okay.
And then the head.
And you want him to display him correctly. So
yeah,
he's bubble wrapped right now. Yeah. And we joke she actually has a real skeleton in her closet. Bet Glenn will love the robe. Yeah, that he's getting killed in. Glenn says, you can kill me, baby. No, we don't have health insurance yet. Or we only get money. No, we have health insurance. We only get money if I die. So
so he doesn't have life insurance yet.
I have 2 life insurance policies. And so you'll get 2 checks when I die. So
Glenn has to wear the robe.
Glenn needs to put the robe on is what we're saying. And bury me in the backyard legally.
You can.
We're gonna get the paperwork figured out first, just because we have checkered pasts. All right. So you told me there was a penis on the table.
There is a penis on the table.
Do I have to touch the penis?
No, you don't have to touch the penis.
All right, I'm gonna touch it though.
Okay.
I want to know about it. All right. So this is a penis, guys. This is a penis bone. So
from a raccoon.
So humans don't have penis bones.
No, they don't. No.
But whales have penis bones, right?
Whales have penis bones.
Okay, and raccoons, and are these his little testes?
No. No, that's actually where it hooks. So that's where it goes into the pelvis. I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where his little balls would hang off of him.
No, that's like
oh, the opposite.
Joint.
This is
that's
the
like
good
the
stuff.
Piece.
This is where you suck. Where would you
this
suck?
Is not a raccoon, thank you. What is this?
Guardians of the Galaxy. Rocket. I love
What is
Rocket.
this, Alabama? Oh, they're not watching. Nobody from Alabama's watching. They're too busy protesting. But this would be the tip.
Okay, and that would be all right. That's what I thought.
Joint.
The testes,
but like the testes, aren't bone, Mandy.
Whatever raccoons got, we're not sucking their dicks. Is what we've already established. All right, and so it would do one of those when he got ready to have babies.
Yeah, basically. So when a mommy raccoon and a daddy raccoon love each other very much,
his swings up into hers. Now, what is this? This is a giant-ass ring, man.
Yeah, that's a ring from a sideshow performer.
Whoa.
Yeah.
JP. Who is JP?
Johann. I can't pronounce his last name right now. I should have written it down.
Okay, that's okay. It's okay. No, it's okay. It's okay.
But
we'll post it later.
He was known as the Viking Giant. He was 8 foot 8 inches. Allegedly, and that was his ring, and he would give out rings, and he would be like, here's...
you got to know me.
Yeah.
Wow, this is a trophy piece. So he would probably, throw this in...
yeah, they were all melted, and...
Yeah, wow.
Melted. It's not very smooth or anything. He probably only wore it for a minute, but that's to prove his ring size.
Yeah, and that was his. This was this. Honestly, he was a fucking merch back in the day. Merch in the day. This is I'm gonna throw one into the crowd. That's rappers and artists still do that to this day. That you throw. I mean, I don't know about COVID, but you used to
throw a mask at you.
I'm never washing this mask that MJK threw up at me. But yeah, okay, we'll have to post his name because that's really cool. And it's funny, 8 is my grandfather's lucky number. So he was 8 feet 8 inches, and this was a ring that he would throw into the crowd just to prove that somebody could say, I saw a man this big, and they say, no, you fucking didn't. And you go, yeah, I fucking did, dude. Look at his ring. 3 of my fucking fingers are in his ring. A small child could wear this as a little bracelet. A little girl could definitely get her little bony hand in there. Well is relative. Glenn, you need to be around. You make amazing margaritas. Well is relative, and Dave Lang is saying true. That's a good start. That Glenn's alive. Yeah. We love you up there. Just. You need to hang tight for
you say up there he's dead.
Up there. I know. I'm saying Glenn's here in spirit. I'm hang tight, baby. We'll be there in 21 minutes when we have our sacrificial cum session up. No, Glenn's not gonna sleep. He doesn't want this day to end. He's gonna ride this horrible day out like a fucking soldier.
If I hear that in the middle of the night tonight.
It's coming for you, girl. I'm gonna be like, Danny, shouldn't have brought it over, and then I'll just joke and come out with the pink one. Well, speaking of being, sucking rabbit dick, raccoon dick. Let's be ladies here. Let's get back onto task. You have some nude photos that
I
we don't
do.
think, we're not going to say his name, but the Zucks. Just don't fucking nobody.
Don't suck us. Don't report us.
I'm not gonna hold it close like The Ring, but she's got some cool porn because porn was like a big deal back in the day because they would burn it as soon as they found it, right?
Yeah.
You were a heathen.
Yeah.
So that's like
these
what
are
year?
like,
What year is that piece
these
from?
are like
you
the
know?
start of. These are reproductions, but these are like printed from
Reprints.
originals.
Okay.
But they are from like the start of the pinup era. So these are like 19,
she's
late
beaut.
40s.
Yeah, and
early
this was like
50s,
scandalous.
60s,
This was like
starting to get there.
scandalous. Like, you know, if a husband
Yeah.
got found with this, it was
yeah.
getting ripped the fuck up. Unless.
Well, it wasn't that like porn was getting ripped up. It was more like that was more.
Wasn't it like what? The churches
Like,
didn't
well,
come to your house and just burn
No,
your
that
porn?
was like not in America.
I don't know what happened to porn. I know that Pornhub came to our cell phones.
But
that's what somebody told me.
I did bring I do have like a magazine that is men, but I don't like men as much. Like if you go to
they're
my
not as
apartment-
aesthetically pleasing.
If you go to my apartment, like these are just like I brought them here because
Come on,
they're not
look at
hung up
females.
yet.
It's because we don't have all those extra ribs.
But like these,
I'm joking, or am I?
It's a joke or is.
No, God cut the extra rib off, right, for Adam to eat because he's hungry, right?
I don't know. You're asking the
Oh,
wrong
you're asking the
person.
Jew.
Yeah,
You're asking the girl that gave you a Hanukkah present.
Yeah, good one, mans.
Do I put the raccoon dick in my mouth or the binky? I really can't. I can't decide. So we actually have some more. I'm assuming this is crack medicine. And I'm hoping this doesn't go inside your body.
That's a bone saw.
Oh, it doesn't go inside your body.
It just cuts your body pieces off. Yeah.
So you could be like a woman would use this at war, right? Like a medic, or this is just a regular. Like I would have this in my bag,
this
like
is
ready
a
to go.
normal everyday surgical bone saw. It's just it's been around a while, which is why it's a little beat up.
Now, did you have to have a license to buy this stuff,
No.
or are you just literally like
I
I have the
into-
money
yeah.
to be a doctor, so I'm a doctor now.
Yeah, but it's not like.
But I mean, if you have this tool, you can
No.
It's not how it works, Mandy. A lot
Yeah.
of illegal stuff goes on underground. Sharp and Smith Chicago. So were they a prevalent company? Are they still? Do you buy based on knowing like what the company is and stuff?
Not usually. I do have some pieces that
You knew what it was before
I
you
knew
bought
what
it.
it was before I bought it. But it was just a
spoke to
really
you?
nice piece.
Yeah.
I got that at they're no longer open, but Obscura in New York City.
Okay.
They do still do online work, but the shop itself.
Did
yes.
they have the show?
Yes, they did.
That's how I know what an oddity is. That was probably about 2015. They had a show where the owners of that show explained what oddities were and that, all people of different walks of life come in and how you end up with an oddity. Maybe you had a circus person in your family and then they die and you go, I have no interest in this stuff. And they go, oh, it's worth a fuck ton of money. I want to go back to what we were saying before about, are there any moms, no joke, out there who have their kids' teeth? Because my mother-in-law has all my husband and my brother-in-law's teeth, and my husband and brother-in-law are both like financial dudes, and they're like, what's it worth like in Bitcoin? Like, maybe I should hold on to it. Like, maybe it's worth more now. Like, should I sell my fucking teeth? Like, do I want that out there? Like, but if you have a full collection of teeth,
they're worth a lot of money.
It's worth a lot of money. And like you even said, like, because I pulled out a tooth that had a filling in it. It was a bunk, fucking not a nice tooth. And I was like, Danny, even this one? She was like, even this one, because it's a human tooth. They would cast it like for
make a
jewelry
jewelry out of it,
rings.
I know people who make rings out of the molar themselves. Like molars are really popular.
And what about wisdom teeth? I was born without those.
Really? That's so funny. I know somebody else who was born without wisdom teeth.
That's why I'm a comedian, because I was born without wisdom teeth. I won't get wisdom. I just get funny.
I have wisdom teeth, but I don't want to get rid of them. But they're growing in sideways, and my dentist is like, you have to get rid of them. I'm like,
You're just a little baby. You're like just
I'm a big baby.
You know, it's so funny. As somebody who has skulls, and there was an incident about a minute before the show started where a spider was crossing the table, and she's like, "Do you want me to get it? Because I'll get it for you." I'm like, "No, I'm just gonna lead him this way." She's like, "Why isn't the spider going outside?" I'm like, "We have a skull on the table. We're gonna
The skull's already dead."
The skull is already dead. Fair enough. All right, so this has sawed a human bone or two off.
Probably chopped a leg off. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, and you think it was for surgery? This would be for this was for a live person.
Yeah.
They would use a different tool if they were hacking you up for science.
Probably, but it's more of
that's not your style. Like
this in the time? This was a cleaner cut.
Okay.
So
I mean, that's serrated edge.
But like you would never use a serrated edge anymore. Like that's
now they use like a laser.
Now it's like you have this
thing that's just like
it's like a little round saw, like a little table saw, but it's like just like.
Yeah, they just like Dremel off your leg.
Yeah,
now.
But like imagine like just like hacking somebody the fuck up with this thing. Like,
yeah,
that's
like
scary.
oh whoops, like I thought it was gonna break the other way like a fucking tree.
Yeah.
Oh, Robin DeVito shared the show. Thank you. Please share the show. Share the show. Share the show. Share the show. I am Mandy Jones the comedian. I am Mandy Jones the comedian on YouTube, on Stitcher, on Facebook, on Instagram, basically any fucking platform you can find me there. Wednesday nights we do a show called The Wildflowers. That's Bonnie Scalisi and I, my comedy work wife. Just shameless plug, you know me. Wednesday night, 7:30, 8:30 live, and then the Calamity Jones Hour. Like I said, it was 8 to 9, but now we're switching it up to put the com in Calamity. It's either 8 to 9 or like tonight, the 9 to 10 late night edition, which we started with my friend Danny, because when she was coming over, she's like, oh, well, when I get home from work, and I know that we both want to wear our makeup and wear our robes and look pretty and have skulls out. And it's like, we could go from 9 to 10. Like,
yeah.
The people are still here. If people are going to bed, catch it tomorrow morning, whatever. I mean, you catch it or you don't. It's, we do this stuff more for us than we do, I love the crowd. I love everybody watching and being supportive and being out here. There'd be no reason to do it without you guys, but like, me and Danny are going to continue hanging when this show ends. We're going to finish off these Disney-sized margaritas.
It's like the size of my head. Like,
I was like, it's skull gauntlets. She's like, we're going to drink out of a gauntlet. I'm like, they're skulls. She's like, you do realize that this is a gallon of liquid, right? But Danny, so there's something else on the table that you haven't shown us yet. What is that?
Yes, this is a perforator. So this was used,
perforator.
Yeah, so this was used in early like abortion techniques or miscarriages. Sorry, trigger warning. We're going to be talking about some serious stuff here.
Wait, so that goes in you to take the baby out.
Yeah, so let's say you were late trimester,
yeah, whatever.
Clearly, I'm not.
I was late to my semester.
Yeah, I was late to all my classes. But
I know what you mean. I'm 30. We know what if it ends in mester, they mean baby.
Yeah, whatever. But during, if there was any complications with that or the baby wasn't vital and, the mother couldn't naturally pass the baby and like birth
they would
it
need help. Yeah.
They would need help, and this would work as a reverse scissor where it would go up. And like the soft spot on the top of
where we were talking about Olivia here. Yeah.
If you want to
demonstrate. Yeah.
So it would go.
She goes like this.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So this is where her skull formed, like the baby with the soft spot that you don't touch. That we're not moms, but we know that.
Yeah. But it would go through there, and then it would work as a reverse scissor to break up the tissue. Yeah, it's really unfortunate
break
that
the baby down, because I mean
now they couldn't pass it because it wasn't something that induced labor. They didn't know how to induce labor.
Yeah, I mean, because now they give you
give you drugs.
They'll give you medication that'll, if it's early enough, will kill the baby, and then you pass the baby.
Pretty
naturally,
through,
kind of naturally, and then there's ways that you go and you get anesthesia.
Yeah,
wow. That's crazy. So now are there people that like are specific, like, I love my quack medicine. There are people that are
yeah.
all bone people, like,
Yeah.
or does a lot of people like you, like, have, like, your pretty,
I
your
feel like
collection's
most
eclectic.
People, yeah, most people do have like a array of things, but I do think that, you know, a majority of people tend over time tend to lean towards one thing or the other.
Right.
Like some people are big into taxidermy. Like if you were a hunter, you know,
You
start with
getting,
taxidermy, and then it's like, you know, you go from taxidermy to articulated skeletons, and then skulls, and then it's like.
And now it's like, I want the rarest skull.
Yeah,
now
and then
I want,
it's like big game and vintage game and stuff like that, and then there's all the laws that are involved in that,
and it's just like any collection. Like, it's like, oh, I got a 13-year-old girl. Need a 13-year-old boy to match the set. Like, I need, like, a mom now to match the set, you know? Like, I need, you know, full baby teeth because Olivia's missing one of her. I guess that would be her canine.
Yeah, she has.
That's a canine, right? That one? Yeah, this is cool, man. Thank you, Olivia, for donating your time and being here with us tonight. It's very cool. Very, very cool. Do you have any pieces that you've sold, anything you've acquired that you've gotten rid of?
No, because I love my pieces too much.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I am,
have such an issue
too.
Because, like, all my friends, they'll, like, trade stuff or they'll trade up stuff, and, like, you know, I've gotten offers on, like, Olivia and, you know, Oliver and stuff, and I'm like, I don't, like, they're my first pieces. They're my first skulls.
Yeah, that's how and, like, you have, like, a bond with the person that told you the story because you're someone that, will you buy it if you don't know the story? If someone tells you they don't know the story, you'll buy it, but it's
they're
more
just like,
savored.
This was a retired medical, as long as I know it's, you know, legal.
Ethical.
I don't.
Right, okay.
I don't usually really care, or if it, like, I, like, sometimes ask, like, oh, if it came with a name.
Yeah, just to carry on any story that you know about it.
Know.
And we'll talk quickly. You're a freaking horror fanatic, and so you have signatures and you have letters and stuff so name drop, because I'm sure there's some horror freaks out here.
Like, horror movie wise.
Hey, Lucia, go ahead.
So horror movie wise, I like classic 80 horror movies. So The Exorcist, Carrie, you know. Night of the Living Dead, those are...
And you have memorabilia?
Night of The Exorcist didn't... I mean, those all didn't come out in the 80s.
Whatever.
We're gonna gift... I was born in 1992.
I don't need to know anything.
Don't gatekeep me, horror people. But I do have signatures from people who were in Carrie and...
Okay.
You know, people who were... I got Linda Blair's signature, and she played, as everybody should know, she played Reagan in The Exorcist.
Oh, okay. Your mother sucks cocks in hell.
Yeah, exactly.
Your mother sucks dicks in hell. Yeah, no, it's cocks.
Yeah, she wouldn't write that on anybody's, like, I'm going to actually talk about how much of a bitch Linda Blair is for a minute.
Seriously, can you please just write, my mother sucks cocks in hell?
Yeah, no,
please.
she wouldn't.
She's like, no, I only will say it if I'm getting paid. It's like, okay,
I
you're above
she was getting paid to do these signatures, so I went to a horror convention.
Yeah, so you should act like a puppet.
I'm standing in line to meet Linda Blair, and, like, we see, like, somebody's going up and down in the aisle, and they're, like, writing our names on Post-it so we could give them to her so she could write our names right or whatever.
Yeah, to be completely robotic and not have a human
interaction
with you.
not have an interaction. And then they're like, what do you want her to write? And I was like, your mother sucks cocks in hell. Like,
obviously.
And they're like, she's not doing any cursing. She's not
gonna go on her back like this. She's not gonna spin her head around. It's like, oh fuck, what will she write?
Yeah,
love friend.
Yeah, she's not gonna write anything overly religious or anything like that.
That's what we got for you.
Yeah.
We're gonna shake her into fucking hysteria. Yeah, what the fuck, man? That's not cool. Because, like, that's my whole thing. When I make it, when people are paying to see me, if I have a book or something and I'm sitting at a fucking table and you're paying for a minute of my fucking life, I'm gonna write whatever the fuck you want me to write on your fucking thing and I will endorse it. Yeah. I will write, love Mandy fucking Jones. The only thing I won't write on the fucking American flag and I won't write on Yankees memorabilia.
Because you're not a Yankee, or
No, I won't write on Red Sox memorabilia, but that's because I don't want my name on there. But other than that, Yankees I'll do. It's fine. The Stankies are fine. I was raised Mets.
But yeah, so we're standing in line to meet Linda Blair. Me and
Back
my
to
friend
me.
Rob. Yeah, sorry.
No, you're the good guest that remembers.
But we're standing in line to meet her, and nothing religious, whatever. So like,
So you're like, all right, what do I got?
Yeah, what do I got? Like, because I'm like, I'm fucking out. I got nothing. Like, all of a sudden, like,
Just right.
I've
I
never
paid
seen
for
the
your
movie in my
signature.
life.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Be highest bidder, like some shit like that. So we get up there, and she's
Highest
talking
bidder.
about, and like, I'm all for plugging your rescue, whatever, but like, that's all she could fucking talk about was her fucking dog rescue, and like, it was like right after I lost my dog too, so like,
Oh,
obviously
trigger.
I'm getting
Like,
emotional
yeah, I don't
and
really
shit,
care
and I'm
about
just
your
like,
dog
I don't
right
care
now.
about your rescue, like, sign my shit, and then like, she signs
Your
my
mother
shit.
sucks cocks in
Yeah.
hell. Like,
She
fucking
signed
seriously.
my first edition copy of The Exorcist, spelt my name D-A-N-N-Y.
Go to fucking hell.
Cause,
Honestly,
you know,
I'll
'cause
see
I'm a
you
boy.
in hell.
Yeah.
It's
And then-
D-A-N-I. She's
yeah.
Danielle. She's a fucking female, guys. Like, come on. Look at this woman.
Like, I look pretty female. I don't know. I hope.
Yeah, you've got a butterfly locket on.
Yeah, but-
female nudes, clearly a woman.
Yeah.
This fucking thing. Men aren't rolling around with this fucking thing. This is the prop of the night. I'm just gonna be Carrot Top now and just fucking roll. I'm gonna be like, Danny, how much can I rent you the fucking Vinny Vinny Vici? She's like, at night? Like, all right. In bars for comedy shows only. No, the hour went so fast. I knew it would. I didn't even need to bring my notes out. We didn't even get to the best stuff. We're gonna repost some of your friends that have good collections that are
Yes.
either worth checking out just visually or maybe are
Buying
trying to
from,
off,
definitely.
and you could say, Danny Miller,
sent me.
Danny sent me. So next time Danny goes to buy a piece, they give her the family discount. You know, and just to keep the community alive, because like the fact that like I knew what an oddity was from that show, and
Yeah.
then when I started talking to people, even Esther was like, "Oh, what's an oddity?" And I was like, "Oh wow, this is like even more of an interesting show than I thought." I knew me and you were just gonna have a great time because you have a fucking skull and you have a brain in between your skull currently. This skull, you've got Olivia, and then you have your actual real skull. But we just had a great time, and I think this was super educational. I didn't know that a lot of this stuff was out here. I guess if you made me think about it for a really long time, I guess I might have came up with that women were getting pleasured at some point. But like, I don't know, the 8'8" man throwing his rings, that was pretty gangster back in the day. That was pretty gangster, JP, on your part. So we're gonna post all this information, like we had said, just so you could wiki it, get the real story on the legends. Because Calamity Jones, Calamity Jane was a real person.
Yeah.
She dressed up like a man and she did sideshows. So that's why when I did Calamity Jones, I was like, oh well, Calamity Jane. I thought she was like a Paul Bunyan type. Like I didn't realize Calamity Jane was a real person at first. So it's pretty cool that there's an 8'8" man out there, and like,
Well, not anymore. He was dead.
well,
He's, like, way dead.
he was out there. He was out there. So his genes could be out there, right? He could have fucked a carny lady or two.
Why don't you like fuck midgets though, and then it's just like a bunch of normal people walking
That's
around
how
being
we
like,
made it.
I'm
That's how
related to this 8-foot man, and my great auntie's a midget.
Yeah, we're all circus family. Yeah, so guys, this has been a very entertaining episode of the Calamity Jones Hour. I just had fun playing with a skull, playing with a fucking dildo from what year would we say approximately this fucking thing is from?
1930 something. I don't know.
No, it's gotta be older than that.
something.
Yeah. No, we're gonna say
I don't know off the
1800s.
top of my head.
Well, 1776 was when America came to be, so
like,
probably shortly after that.
Like way after.
They're
This
like,
was-
shut her
yeah.
up. She's got rights almost.
I feel like this was after Great Depression.
But before the binky, it was after the binky though, because
It was after the binky.
we have to shut the baby up, and then we'll work on the
Yeah.
woman fucking. And we cannot forget the
bit of
penis
dick.
bone.
Everybody needs a little bit of dick.
I mean, trash panda bone, trash panda cock bone. Where else are you going to see this, guys? Fun and educational. That's right, Colonel. Where else are you going to find this? Glenn's going to take that for a spin later. I know, Glenn, you're not kidding. I really love this thing. Danny's like, it needs attachments. I'm going to have Glenn
make them.
craft.
She's going to wind up making
I'm going to be
attachment.
making heads for this thing. She said, I thought it was a blender. I asked if you could use it in the kitchen, Taz, and she said, if that's what you're into, and I was like, oh, you dirty girl. And so it's been dildo fun all night.
Dildo.
Yeah, so we've had human skulls, we've had dildos, we've had binkies, bugs. Everybody fucking loves butterflies, guys. We're gonna post some pictures after this of all this stuff. The display that I made that Danny was nice enough to gift to me. And it's been such a quick hour. We're going to have you back when you have some more stuff. I mean, I know you have more stuff that you have to display properly and stuff. Maybe we'll just bring the setup to your house.
I'm so for it.
We'll just move Calamity Jones and just do a special edition.
Road edition.
We'll totally just take the show
poor
on the road. In turn, because this is the carny spirit of the night with the oddities. Because like this stuff had to survive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of it. I mean, I'm sure some of these people came across and were like, "Oh, blessed and fucking get it out of here," because that's a. People it's still when you took it out, I still went, and you were like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
I wish I brought Peg over, but Peg was my first set of nudes, and she's my favorite. She's actually my phone background. But my first set of nudes, they have the writing from, like, to Bob from Peg, and she's like waiting for you in California. Stuff like
that's so sexy because that's not even like those are just like his stash.
And I like those because those survived a war. Like those went to war.
Yeah, and were in his pocket.
Somebody happy. Made it back from the war. Like those pictures are
kept
veteran.
him
like,
happy.
And
was like, give these to my son or burn them, like, because you have to like tell your best friend, like, you gotta tell your battle buddy, like, what's up, like the
I got these girls' nudes in my upper chest pocket.
You have to burn them. You can't let anybody see them, like, because it's not like now where they're like, she's my ex.
Guys just share nudes.
We're gonna end on that. We're gonna end on nudes. Andrea the Giant. No, it was is JP. You said Jose something?
Johan.
We're gonna post the real name of it so that you guys can look it up.
He was known as the Viking Giant.
The Viking Giant.
But I forgot to bring his show card with me.
No, that's fine. That's fine. We'll get it all up properly so you guys can check this stuff out up close and personal. And like I said, this is not the first time or the last time you're going to see Danny. We love Danny. She's pictures of Lily is what Dave writes. Oh, I guess you got some nice pictures when you were overseas there. Have a good one, guys. Love yous. Guys, thanks for tuning in. As always, this is the Calamity Jones Hour. Danny, thank you so much for donating your love to us.
No
we love
problem.
you so much.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Be good.
Sell me your teeth.
Yeah, keep your teeth.
Give me your teeth. Don't even sell them to me. Just give them to me. I'm broke.
Will us the teeth of the children. Save them.